Hi, we're here, and so Kevin, we're here.
We're
Hi.
here. Wow, it's the day of giving is here.
Yes.
All this planning. Uh, Good morning. My name is Kevin Clark. I'm the Director of Development for Library Affairs, and that consists of Morris Library, University Press, and the University Museum. I'm also a three-time graduate from SIU, Go Dogs, and so this day of giving has significant meaning to me as being a recipient of a scholarship when I was coming through at SIU. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Dean of Library Affairs, John Politz. He's also a graduate of SIU, and so I'm sure he'll have a few words to say about that. And, what can I say? I mean, we're at the center of it all, heart, mind, and soul. Dean Politz, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. I'm so excited about this. I want to start out by apologizing to all my Facebook friends. I've been inundating people with news about this day, so it's finally here. I'm really excited. At least I wasn't posting pictures of my cat. But anyway, thanks. I'm excited. We've got a lot of great things coming, and I want to do a shout out to Mary Carroll, who is our Chicago Regional Director for Development, and she works hard with Kevin and me to support library affairs. We're going to have a good day today. We've got a couple of people coming up, a couple of videos. We've got longtime supporters to talk about why they support Morris Library and Library Affairs and the entire university. First up will be Dr. Rob Jensen, who is the past president of the Friends of Morris Library and a foundation board member. After him, from sunny California, we've got Larry DeJarnette, who's going to talk about his role in the proud history of Morris Library. You have long been committed to the success of SIU and Morris Library in particular. Can you tell me about your long history with Morris Library and why is it special to you?
Yeah, John. I guess in my time, there were really probably three events that are sort of highlights of my history with Morris Library, and maybe if I tell you a little bit about each of those, it'll help explain why it's so special to me. The first would have to be that my student career at SIU sort of paralleled Morris Library. I came shortly after the library was opened, and as a brand new freshman to the college campus. But I got to know the man the library was named for, Dr. Morris, the university president, because I was a student worker in his office for 4 years of my undergraduate school. I went on to do my master's degree in business administration, working as a graduate research assistant in a new office the university had established to be responsible for using computers to streamline the university's business systems and procedures. SIU's growth had created a ton of opportunities and needs for new processes. That growth caused an even greater growth in the use of Morris Library. Students were checking out and returning books at such a pace, they overwhelmed the circulation desk. They couldn't get the books checked back in and back on the shelves in time. And books literally stacked up in rows behind the circulation desk, waiting to be processed through. I became the project manager for a study and then the development of a new computerized circulation control system developed at SIU for Morris Library. We worked with IBM and McDonnell Douglas in St. Louis, who used IBM's factory data collection equipment to track inventory in their plants. As a business student, I said, the library has an inventory problem. Long story short, that system was the first of its kind in the country. Subsequently, I'm told, well in excess of 100 libraries have developed similar systems, but SIU was first. And oh yes, that automated circulation control system, that was my master's thesis.
Thank you so much for those words, Larry. And since it's the day of giving, why should others join you today to support Morris Library?
Why join in supporting Morris Library on the day of giving? That's a good question because, you know, we all have our own colleges and schools where we studied and hopefully graduated, whether it was from the class of 62 or 63 as I did, or 1985 or 2004 or any other year. But the Morris Library doesn't have a graduating class of 2021, nor did it have one in 1962. Yet, without Morris Library, I suspect few, if any of us, would have ever completed our college careers. The Morris Library was an essential part of our university experience and success. So maybe it's easy for you to understand, and others too, why Morris Library is important to me. And it gets my support each year at this time and otherwise through the year, along with my college. We can do both, friends. Let's make sure we do that.
I want to bring on Dr. Robert Jensen, Professor Emeritus from SIUC, a member of the SIUC Foundation Board, and past president of the Friends of Morris Library. Welcome, Rob.
Thank you, John. Glad to be here.
Well, Rob, you've been a longtime supporter of SIU and Morris Library in particular. Can you tell me why you've committed so much of your time and energy to Morris Library?
Because Morris Library has been critically important in my career here at SIU. I came here as an assistant professor, untenured. I was faced with 4 new class preparations my first year, trying to set up a research laboratory and with committee assignments. If I hadn't had the support of the collections at Morris Library, the facilities, and most importantly, the librarians themselves who steered me in the right direction time after time, it would have been a tough go. But Morris Library was very important in my academic success and in my career at SIU.
Thank you, Rob. That's great. We're so happy that we could help you out back then. I wasn't here, but
I am so happy that I was able to do it.
good. All right. As a leader and member of the Friends of Morris Library, can you tell me some of the things that they've done and supported over the years?
Yeah, I think that the Friends have really been critical in the operations of the library, partially because the library has sustained serious and damaging budget cuts over the last decade or so. And the Friends have been able to provide what we call the essential extras. They are essential and they're extras and not in the budget. Such things as purchasing 3D printers, such things as purchasing a book scanner for interlibrary loan. That was an expensive thing. And the Friends participated in the purchase of that. We support the Delta Award, many speakers, other occasions, and more, and importantly, little things, such as putting up the plaques that identify all the presidents in the Hall of Presidents. The Friends have been providing the essential extras to Morris Library.
Boy, and we do appreciate it. So, last question. Why should others join you in supporting Morris Library during the Day of Giving?
This is one way of continuing the Friends of capacity to provide those essential extras. That the Friends have been themselves have donated substantial monies to the Day of Giving program, but we need support from other folk as well, not necessarily members of the Friends, but people who believe in Morris Library, for whom the library has touched their lives and made their careers better. SIU has been transforming lives for years and years, and Morris Library, in many ways, is the center of the academic enterprise at SIU, and therefore the Day of Giving can help it continue its mission.
Thank you so much, Rob, for your support and for your kind words. Okay, Kevin, we're back. That was
Back.
great.
That
I love to
was.
hear those guys. They're great supporters of ours.
Most definitely. Well, I'd like to take this opportunity to, if you don't mind, go through a little Q&A, ask you some questions. I think that this will help kind of bring everybody on up to speed with what's going on with Morris Library. And so, can you tell me, how have you used some of the gifts from past days of giving?
It's like Rob said. It's helped us get the essential extras. And a couple examples is last year we bought a podcasting studio to put in the library for student use, and it resulted in the Blanket Fort Radio Theater program from the SIU Press that you'll hear about later this today. The next one that's coming up from money we got last year is we've got about 30 faculty members who are going to take part in a statewide program looking at how to create free online textbooks for our students. This is a great project, and our library faculty came up with it, came to me and said, we want to help our faculty cut the expenses of textbooks for our students. And I have big expectations for that.
Okay. Very good. I mean, that's very good information. And so my next question is, so what does the Friends of Morris Library, what do they do?
Well, they are our supporters and our greatest cheerleaders. And I want to send a shout out to Tony Bagner, who is our current president of the Friends of Morris Library Board. They meet, they're going to meet tomorrow. And they, like Rob said, they provide the essential extras. And so we've gotten 3D printers, laser cutters. They help with faculty development and staff development. We just are sending someone to an archives class based on their funding. And also they support the constitutional debates where we partner with the political science department.
Very good. That's good information. And so here's a question for you. Here's the pitch. What should give, who should give to Morris Library on the Day of Giving?
Well, everyone, Kevin, everyone. It's like Larry says, Morris Library touches everybody. It's the heart of the university and is the cornerstone for everyone's experience. We don't have alumnus exactly, although we do have our student workers who go off into the world and support us and support the take what they've learned working in the library off to other places. I just heard from a woman who graduated in 2017. She worked up in the library administration, and now she's a library school student at the University of Illinois and working for the Chicago Public Library. It does my heart so good to see that kind of thing happening.
Great. And so I'm going to wrap up with one final question. Is there more that you'd like to say just to kind of round out the Q&A?
Oh yeah, Kevin.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Remember, everybody stay tuned for 9:45. Well, it's going to change a little bit now, but stay tuned. We've got a big announcement coming up. Exciting things are happening at SIU and Morris Library. You can be part of that excitement. We can all move forward together, and we want you to make sure you you become part of that excitement. And remember, make your donations to the Day of Giving at siuday.siu.edu, right? And so, thank you so much for this time to talk. We've been allowed to talk to you and to talk to everyone out there. It's a great day. It's pretty exciting. Huh,
It is.
Kevin?
It's very exciting.
and especially for two alumni like you and me.
Yes.
This is an important part in people's lives. I can't tell you how many people I talked to about how important this was to their creation of themselves. And so, speaking of which, we've got a podcast called Saluki Stories. You can tune into that every Wednesday and hear the stories of our Saluki alumni. Thanks.